That is the most perfect bright moon this morning. It's about 6:30 in the morning. Hatchet done took off for something that just made that noise. I don't know what that was, but he done took off running after it. That was a deer, probably a deer. Let me go check and see in the back. Come here. Come on. That's okay. It's not in our yard. He done took off. Come on, Hatchet. Yeah, it sounded like a deer. Guess that's a deer. But as I was getting ready to say is that that was a beautiful image of the moon as I opened up the house, and I woke up this morning with the term Co-Servanthood. Co-Servanthood. I wish this camera could capture the moon as I'm looking at it through my natural eye instead of through the camera video here. But it is so profound where I see each shape of everything that's in there. The shadows, the everything. I could just see it like I'm looking at it through a magnifying glass with my natural eye. It's like I see the shape of Florida, the shape of Africa. I don't know. But anyway, as I was saying, I woke up with the term, you ain't done yet, Hatchet? With the term coast. I don't know what that noise is. Co-servanthood. And what could God be saying with that word? What is that? Hatchet, come on in. Protect him, Father. But yeah, the term co-servanthood. So that's what I woke up with this morning, and so I did have a dream, and the dream, I don't really, let me see. In the dream, it seemed like I was with maybe 2 or 3 other people in a department store. And back in the day, when people stealing clothes and things like that, I was never a part of that. not saying I wasn't a part of stealing. But I used to have my ex-boyfriend. He would steal meat out of the grocery store and things, and steal other things from whatever. He was like the Robin Hood of the hood. I was just the getaway driver back during our stupid days. But I had a lot of friends that were, it was called boosting, where they would go in stores and steal clothes and other things or whatever. It was called boosting. And so it's like in the dream, I was a part of a group of people that was in the department store, like the mall, but we was in a clothing store, and they were boosting. And it's like I was a part of that. And I've never been a part of stealing, but I have been involved as being the getaway driver. But that's something I'm not describing that. But again, I was in the scenario of stealing, of boosting. And again, that was unfamiliar turf for me. Even in the dream, it was unfamiliar, as though I didn't know what the hell, forgive me, Father, I was doing. But as I'm observing the other people in the dream that I was with, it was about 3-4 of us in the store. You back? And as I said, I hadn't had a clue. I didn't have a clue of what I was doing. So it was like I was just wandering in the store, just wandering. So the clerk of the store came to me. I don't know. Now, this side of dream, the clerk of the store came to me and put their arm on top of my shoulders and was talking to me. I don't know if they know I was boosting. It seemed like the clerk of the store knew I was boosting, or with the group of people that was boosting. But the clerk of the store said to me, you are, or it had their arm around my shoulders, embracing me around my shoulders, with one arm, and it talked loud enough where the other members of the group could hear as well. And the clerk cashier said, y'all could go ahead and get whatever, cause I'm tired. Something like that. So it was like the cashier was giving all of us the permission to get something. So when the cashier said that, that released my conscience of me feeling, because in the dream, I was even feeling like I know I was doing something wrong, and I didn't even know what I was doing, but I knew what I was getting ready to do was wrong. So, because I didn't know what I want, I didn't know even how to just have the clear conscience to hide something on my personal, and leave. Oh gosh. So even in the dream, I was totally clueless. But when the cashier embraced me with one arm over my shoulders and was talking to us as a group, because the others were in separate places in the store doing what they do. And the cashier said, y'all could get what you want because I'm tired. And when the cashier said that, it released it gave me the freedom, like I had permission to get something. I didn't feel no type of way, like as if I was doing anything wrong. In the dream, I felt the freedom to go pick out what I wanted with a clean conscience. That's how it felt in the dream. Like my conscience, like my heart was set free to do what I was going to do anyway. In the dream, if I'd have kept going without the clerk talking, I probably wouldn't even did it. Because in the dream, I was too, I don't know if I was afraid or I just felt I know it wasn't right. So I probably wouldn't have carried it out if the cashier wouldn't have said what they said. But after the dream, when I woke up out of the dream, I heard in my spirit, I don't know exactly where it is. It's in one of the Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John chapters. And I heard when the disciples were gathering stuff to eat, or I don't know if it was a parable. I can't remember now because I'm vaguely putting it together of what was the topic about. But in my spirit, this is what I'm gathering the scriptures were about. I should have looked it up, but I'm doing a spur of the moment video here. Whether Jesus was telling the disciples to go get something to eat in the field, or whether Jesus was telling a parable, I can't really remember, but they were gathering food in the field. And other people looking was saying they were stealing. I hope somebody know the scriptures, what I'm talking about, because it seemed like I'm bunching up the story. Like is I don't know if they were on the Sabbath and they weren't supposed to be gathering food on the Sabbath, or am I talking about another parable or something? But what I'm picturing, what I'm trying to describe, what I'm thinking the scriptures in the Bible say, they were gathering food, and other people watching or somebody watching was saying they were stealing. But as God broke down the scriptures, or as Jesus broke down the parable, he gave an example. If somebody hungry or something, I'm going to look that up. I need to just leave that part alone. But whatever it was, they had the permission to go and get the food. And because of the doctrine of men, they were considered to be outlaws or doing something wrong. But because of whatever reasons, they had the permission to do that very same thing with a clean conscience, with permission. So what am I trying to say? I think I did a video, I don't know, a couple of days ago maybe, where I mentioned something about, people could be doing the same thing and it may look wrong, but only God knows the heart. Only God knows the heart. And to take this in another direction, I also mentioned in the video saying that we're going to be judging ourselves. It's not so much as other people that's going to be concerned regarding judging us. It's not about how others judge us. It's about how are we going to be judging ourselves? Is your conscience clean? Do you feel you have the permission, or do you still know that you're feeling like you're doing something wrong? Because, as I said, only God knows the heart, and you have to judge your own heart because God is within you. God is within each of us to be able to judge ourselves before anybody else can judge us on the outside. We're able to judge ourselves from within. So when we're looking at ourselves face to face, God, looking at God within ourselves, do we feel illegal? Do we feel like an outlaw? Or do we feel and know we have the permission? Do we know we have the permission to do what we do, even though there is a law of man saying that's against the law? God, the Bible says, if your heart doesn't convict you, neither do I. Because two people can be doing the same thing, but one could be doing it illegally as an outlaw from the heart, and the other could be doing it with permission of the heart. Clean conscience. So again, it's not as much as nobody else judging you for what you're doing. Are we judging ourselves for what we're doing? Like they say, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. Are you doing what you do with a clean conscience, or do you still know that you're doing something against your own heart, against your own spirit? Judge yourself, lest ye be judged. You are God. Judge yourself. Have a blessed day.